All right, what we're going to start talking about, we're going to do number talks. I don't know if you did number talks when you were a youngster, way back a long time ago when you were, I don't know, in 4th grade maybe, or 3rd grade, or I don't know, something like that. We haven't really started them this year, but number talks are just that, where I'll put, they're simple. They're to get your mind thinking about some mental type math that you can use to help you in your life. Like if you're parachuting and you want to calculate the amount of time it's going to take before you hit the ground, you want to be able to use number talks for that. So we'll do some number talks. And in number talks we have a few rules, regulations. Number talks, first of all, they're simple problems, but not everybody solves them in the same manner. So for example, if I gave the example of this problem, 7 plus 3, and I gave you all a second to think about it, but while you're thinking about it, I'm not going to ask you what the answer is. Not initially. Initially, what I'm going to ask you is, how did you come up with the answer? What did you do to come up with the answer? Because not everybody's going to come up with the answer in the same way. So, for example, if I said 7 plus 3, you might say, well, I just kind of knew that because I just kind of knew it. Some of you might say, I just counted on my fingers, 7, 8, 9, 10. Some of you might just say, oh, I knew 7 plus 3 was 10. I've seen it before. So that might be how we do it. Let's say you don't agree with someone else's way of doing it. You don't have to agree with someone else's way of doing it. That's fine. Our minds all work in different ways. You don't ever want your mind to work like my mind works. Dun, dun, dun. So, and this is like a little short activity that we're going to try and do every morning. As long as Mr. McMurdo's crazy brain remembers how to do things. Because sometimes Mr. McMurdo's brain forgets to do these.
Don't forget.
It's one of my goals this year is to try and remember to do this more often, or always often. So let's look at the first example problem. I'll call on somebody. They'll say how they solved it and then tell me what their answer is. If you solved it a different way, that's fine. You'll be able to share with me your thinking of this problem. And we'll do maybe 4 or 5 of these. So just be thinking how we did that. So we have 7 plus 5 plus 3. So Blaine, how did you solve it?
I added 7 plus 3 first, and then I added 5 to 10.
Okay.
Which is 15, so I solved it.
Okay, so he added 7 plus 3 first and knew that was 10. We just did that problem. Then added the 5, so he knew that that was 15. Tell me your name.
Peyton?
Peyton. Peyton, how did you do it?
I added 5 plus 3 and then added 7.
Okay. 5 plus 3, which was 8, and then added 7. I would probably do the 3 plus 7 if I were doing it, but I used to play cards, and there's this game called cribbage. And in cribbage, you're trying to get to 15. And so a lot of the numbers that add together to equal 15, you kind of have memorized. So 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 7 is 15. So I'm always looking for that when you're playing cards. Yes, sir. Tell me your name.
Gregory.
Gregory. I knew that. Gregory. How'd you do it?
I counted on my fingers 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then I counted 3 on my right finger.
Okay.
Or 13, 14, 15.
Okay, so counting on your fingers. Anybody do it differently? Yes, sir.
I added them all at the same time.
All at the same time? Okay. Caleb? Okay, so you just was able to do it in your head and then you double checked using your fingers?
Yeah.
All right, let's do 3 plus 6 plus 7. Peyton, Presley, yes.
I did 7 plus 3, and then because I did 7 plus 3 is 10.
Good. We know 7 plus 3 is 10. Again, you can add 10 to pretty much any number in your head, right? I can't remember, but what's it called when you can add in any order? There's some sort of property. I don't remember what it is. Tucker?
Isn't it mental math?
Yeah, but there's like a property. I can't remember if it's associative or commutative or. I don't remember. You guys need to find out what property. Yes, ma'am? Associative? Okay, maybe. I don't remember. You guys are going to have to find that for me. Yes, sir?
I just knew what it was.
You just knew what it was? Okay. Deandra. Okay, you knew 7 plus 6, and then added the 3. Davin.
I did 3 plus 6 and then 7 plus.
Okay, cool. 3 plus 6, and then 7 plus 9. Tucker.
I did 6 plus 7 and 3 plus 13.
Okay, 6 plus 7, 3 plus 13. So you knew 6 plus 7 in your head pretty much? Okay. So the point of this number talk basically is try and find things that you can put together easily that are going to have a 0 in the ones place. Because once you have a 0 in the ones place, it's really pretty easy to do the math in your head. And these number talks are supposed to teach you how to do some of this mental math in your head. So that's the whole point of the number talks. Questions. Okay, so look for these types of situations when you're doing math that you can do in your head. It's a good way to check your work. But always trying to get a 0 in the ones place is going to make your day better. You'll see those little bluebirds of happiness flying around your head if you can find zeros in the ones place. Or maybe when you get to bigger numbers, a 0 in the ones and a 0 in the tens. So smile, be happy, peace out. I love you. Boom. Shakalaka.